guys, welcome back to another Building Kashyyyk weekly segment. So guys, this is week 19. Pretty far into the series. I remember, just last week I was actually going back to the very first weekly segment. I said I predicted 18 to 26 weeks, and here we are with a pretty good amount of progress. Huge tree behind me that we're definitely going to dive right into. And definitely a lot of landscaping in the very front part. Probably could have touched a little more on the back, but we're definitely going to get there. So we're definitely making some great progress this week. Definitely advances us even more. Next week, however, I think is going to be an even bigger week, or at least the following week, but definitely in the coming month of weeks, if that makes sense. We have a lot of cool stuff coming. I have made a giant bricklink order, in addition to the one I'm going to show you in this video today. And then also I have the privilege of going to Lego store this weekend. Now if you're watching this video after its air date, then I'll probably have gone to Lego store, and depending on what they have, I may or may not have come back with quite a few bit of Lego. But for those of you who don't understand Lego too much, or Lego stores, you can go there and get these boxes right here, and as you can see on the front, they have bricks of some sort. So this entire box is filled with these plates right here, these tan plates, and this box right here, if I recall, is $70. Now sounds like a lot, but considering a pickup brick cup, these right here I think are $15 to $18. You can fit about 6 pick-a-brick cups in this, and I think 6 pick-a-brick cups is definitely over $70. I can say that. So this is always the better deal. And when it comes to like stuff like the little blue studs we need, if they have that, we can finally fill in this beach. If they don't, then we'll see what I can get. But these boxes are what I would get if we do go to the Lego store. When I do go to the Lego store, if I find what I'm looking for is indeed there. So hopefully what I am looking for is there. So come back next week because we're going to have a lot of cool stuff. But guys, we have a pretty cool tree behind me, definitely be shown, and a lot of progress has been made on that. So guys, without ado, let's get right into it right now. So guys, getting into the tree, so what I've done so far is kind of mapped out where we want this this kind of a walkway to wrap around the tree and how we want to wrap around it. So I've went ahead and kind of outlined it with kind of what will be the braces that we used under here. I've went ahead and gone around and put all of these around the tree like this. And then what these things right here sticking up is about where, as you can kind of see, it's slanting inwards, is where the main part of the tree is going to be. It's kind of have the walkway that goes out on the edge. If we take a look like that, you can see the walkway is going to go around the edge like that, and then the center right here is what's being marked by these things right here. These things that are sticking out, and the center is where these giant tree limbs are gonna kind of just sit and go all the way around it. So that is what we are gonna build. And so I wanted to show, before I actually really got into the building, I wanted to go ahead and show what the outline kind of looks like, and what it looks like a bit naked, a little bit, I guess you could say. Yeah. So I think it's going to work pretty well. As you can see, it's not all at the same height. It's going up and down. I think that'll add some coolness, I guess you could say, to the mock. And so what we have to do from here is basically just build in between these and really attach these. They're all kind of just sitting here at the moment. All of these braces are just kind of sitting here. These kind of have actually been attached to the structure, but a lot of these really haven't yet. So all that needs to be built in, and then we'll go ahead and start building the path. And yeah, so that's what we're going to do next. So let's go ahead and see what happens. Alright, so what has happened over the last couple of hours is I went ahead and continued building, and this is the result. So this is where we're at now. So now you can really see it starting to like sort of form on the tree and everything. Go ahead and do a spin. Very cool looking. The same thing's going on. So these poles right here are representing obviously this right here. So basically just imagine sort of this type of topping on top of all these little poles. And then these right here, these other poles that are sticking up represents what's going to be like the middle center of the tree. That's going to look like obviously like more detail, like obviously down here, just right here, just hasn't been built yet. So I went ahead and started forming the platform, but not fully yet, because I have to get to the point where it looks like this all the way around here, and so that's going to require more building, which actually takes a lot more time than you think, because each piece is really considered, because you have to think each side of this tree goes in a certain direction, so it has to be flowed correctly. You can't just be like, oh, random brick here, random brick there, random brick. No, I consider every piece. If you guys remember the time lapse I did, you noticed that, you know, even though it was a very long time lapse I was doing, it was a good amount of building, but you saw that I didn't just start putting a bunch of pieces down really fast. It took me a little bit to figure out where I wanted each piece, is because each piece I consider. That is something you actually really want to do sometimes, especially on something, a large project and a centerpiece like this tree, is you want to take your time and make sure you're putting the bricks where you want to put the bricks. I think that's one of the biggest things with Lego building, is that a lot of people just rush it and just put bricks where bricks need to be, but not consider what the final product might look like. So I'm taking my time and making sure each brick is going where it should be. And so, you know, that time and consideration, you know, it might cost a couple more weeks and videos, but I think it's going to have a better quality impact on the final product. And I think that's kind of worth it in my hand. But anyhow, something cool actually I want to show you is, I'm going to strap this camera to the tripod, is go ahead and take a look here. I went ahead and built another branch, so now we have two of them. Oops. Let's see. Yeah, a bit confusing, but anyhow, I have two branches now. So I'm just going to put one randomly right here, and then another random one sort of just fit it in right there. So that's what that looks like. Now we can also take this branch, maybe put it right here, get a different look. So this is kind of what I had in mind, really, is that, you know, once this middle right here gets built up and this outer part has been finished, like the floor and stuff right here has been finished, and then this sort of piece right here goes around, you know, with the leaf top, a little bit of roofing around here, then I create these giant limbs that'll go around the entire thing, making a circular, and then we'll just put more of these tree plants right here and kind of build it up to a finish right here. And that's going to be it for the tree. But man, just seeing this right now, it's just wow. This thing is huge. Like, best size comparisons I can do really is AP that I have near me. But, you know, just the center itself can fit the ATAP. So it's a really big tree. And that's really important for Kashyyyk, considering that the trees are such a big part of the entire, like, you know, ecosystem and look of Kashyyyk. If this tree is done right, then people can automatically look at this MOC and say this is Kashyyyk without even looking at the title. That is one of the biggest goals. If you when you're building a MOC, your goal, if you're building it off something, of course. If you're building your own thing, then that's your own thing. So somebody probably won't recognize what you're building. But if you're basing it off something, for example, like Kashyyyk, Star Wars, a fan of Star Wars can instantly recognize this MOC, and that is a big thing that you want to really think about. But just seeing this, really, really, really cool. Here, I'll give you another aspect that it looks a bit cooler overhead like this. And you can just really see the size of this thing coming together. Absolutely sweet. Now I definitely wanted to do more, but problem is I'm actually running low on quite a few pieces, and I have another bricklink order placed, so that will be in by next week, so we shall continue the tree. But this is looking, I think, made some great progress. The middle has been it was built up. We built in, as you can see, a lot of these these supports right here that were under here that we saw kind of bare and stuff has been really filled in now, and so now it just needs to be filled in even more towards the point where this kind of circles around here. So it's looking excellent. Just giving you guys an idea. You can kind of see how the walkway is gonna kind of look around here. This is not final at all, but this is a good idea to give you guys of what to expect in the coming probably 1, 2, maybe even 3 weeks. Hopefully in the next 3 weeks we'll get this done, but it's looking pretty cool. I have to say, it's really looking cool, and it's really shaping up to its final product. Again, I'll just kind of show you, but you can just see like my camera. I am literally standing on my chair right now, and you can see that I can't even fit the entire size of the tree top wise into the camera view. So that's really saying something. So excellent work on the tree. I would have put this right here, all around here, but because of this inside not being finished, I didn't want to go ahead and start that. Probably if I had put this here, these branches would blend a lot better with that. But again, I still have obviously some holes there and still some more work to go in. So these are removable. I can just take these out and continue exactly where I left off, all of these right here. But yeah, really cool work on the Kashyyyk tree. I'll give you guys some other views of it. I know a lot of you really like seeing it. Seeing it from this angle, you can kind of see it looks so open, but trust me, it will be very much filled in later. Very much. But it's definitely starting to look like a Kashyyyk tree, alright. So that's looking pretty sweet right there. So a lot more work to go, but it's looking good. It's looking good. Alright guys, let's go ahead and move on. Alright guys, so the last part we're going to go ahead and talk about is, as you can see right here, I made some pretty good progress on the mountains right here. And what you can see now, last part we had it right about here, probably a little lower, about right there. Now that might not look like much, but the real big thing was back here with all of these bricks. This actually took a little bit to figure out how I wanted to design that. So I've went ahead and started a bit of that, and what I've freaking realized is that when I was building this, I didn't realize how many bricks is actually going to be involved in this part of the mountains, because this part is going to go all the way over to this, where it's going to meet this part of the wall, and all over there as well. And then it's going to go probably twice the height of this, actually triple the height of that, so it's probably going to go up to about that height right there. So maybe even more. So it's important that this right here is extremely sturdy, so I have to use the most amount of bricks possible. Of course, I could probably go the easy route and just put some bricks where it might work, but then you're taking a risk at really, you're just taking a big risk by not giving your structure enough support, and you don't want to do that at all. It's a bad idea. You never want to take a risk at, oh, maybe I can get away with this. No. That's bad engineering when you're doing that. So that is what I've done. Oh, almost tripped. But that is what I've done right here. So pretty cool. Probably not a lot to you, but it will continue. But I have already placed an order for more bricks for this. So until I mean, trust me, I would have gotten more done, but I need more of these bricks right here to continue on. So yeah, so I'll be getting new bricks hopefully in the next week or two. When I have the new bricks, then I will definitely continue on with this. Over here, we kind of discussed, I'm gonna move all this. We went ahead and discussed a little bit about, you know, another tree right here, and some of you mentioned, were like, hey David, trees can't grow in sand. Good point. To the people who said that last week in the comments. Technically though, Kashyyyk does have, their giant trees are technically in the sand, but you know, over here with the other tree that we were looking at, you can see that what I did is I put it in both the dark green and the sand. So that is probably what I'm going to do with this as well. That'll be right here. Maybe, I don't know, I haven't decided just fully yet, but I think it's going to be probably somewhere around here, and I think it's going to be on the edge maybe as well. We'll see, because you see, basically if we put it on the edge, then maybe what we can do is create the same sort of looking tree, but just imagine that sort of split in half, so it'd be like half a tree right here, and then that would go up to here. Maybe not around that height or thickness, but something similar in design. And then what we'd do is we're definitely probably gonna build the Kashyyyk wall out of that. We're gonna have to redesign it, and some of you were worried, oh, you're gonna get rid of this cool design you developed all the way back in the beginning. I will definitely try to incorporate this when I can incorporate that, guys. Don't worry about that. So, you know, we're going to try to flow that out. So probably by next week, I'll probably have a foundation for the tree, as well as starting an outline of the actual, where we're actually going to put the Kashyyyk wall. So there should be some great progress on that next week. Now, the reason why I didn't get that to this is actually, it is Thursday afternoon right now, and I usually finish filming right about now and editing. I always get the video up for Friday afternoon, but something that literally just came in was a parts order today. Of course, it came to, today instead of any other time this week, but right here, all of these parts just came in. There's a lot of great stuff right here that we're going to be using in next week's segment. So I do apologize. This Bricklink order just had bad timing, and all of these parts are going to be definitely utilized over there, no doubt about it. So, you know, there's a lot of dark green right here. You can see some sand, or sand tan color, tan colors for sand. There we go. And a lot of brown pieces. These were supposed to be used for the Kashyyyk tree, but I ordered this almost 2 weeks ago, and so I just kind of continued without it. But I'm sure we can still utilize it. Definitely, they'll probably come in handy for the next Kashyyyk tree that won't be as big. And then some more gray parts and some more bricks. Now that's not even enough for the mountains in the back, the gray mountains, I guess we can call that. that's not even gonna cut it nearly. That might cut a little tiny baby section. A lot of bricks are involved, and I have placed another Bricklink order of 2,000 bricks, and that hopefully will give us a lot to work with. But yeah, this Bricklink order literally just came in an hour in before I was finished filming with this week's video, so that could not just have could have bad timing, actually, not perfect timing. But anyhow, hopefully with that 1,000 bricks, we can probably make this, so probably about to this height, continue this all the way over and meet it right here. So we can probably get up to this height and get all of this mountain building done. So that's probably what the goal is going to be in the next week, maybe 2 weeks. We'll see what happens depending on when the bricks come in. So yeah, and I think that's gonna do it, guys. I do have some of these coming in. Actually, I am this weekend. I am going to the Lego store. Very cool. And hopefully I'll pick up some stuff. So by next week we should have some pretty cool stuff. I have not been to the Lego store in literally 5 months now. Since before this segment started, I have not been to the Lego store. So I might just come back over the weekend with some pretty cool stuff. And hopefully by next week we'll be seeing some pretty cool, maybe even major changes, all depending on what I get at the Lego store, all depending if the other Bricklink orders come in. Now guys, I do another thing, the last thing I want to talk about is I do apologize for not getting too much done this week. You know, we definitely made some progress on the tree, definitely made some progress on the mountains right here, but you know, probably could have done some more. But the kind of the thing where a lot of my attention went to is something I'm going to talk about here at the end of the video. So guys, let's end it off right now. Alright guys, so we definitely took a look at a lot. So that timing on the Bricklink order was kind of bad, I have to say. It literally came in this afternoon, and I have to film everything usually Thursday night or Thursday afternoon, sometimes even Friday afternoons if it comes to shove. So yeah, so kind of bad timing, but those bricks will be utilized by next week, by next week's segment. Now, you know, we definitely got a ton of work done on that tree, and we did start some more mountains as well, and some pretty good amount of work, I have to say, was worked. But probably in your guys' eyes, other than the tree, probably some other areas could have got worked on quite a bit more, and you're most certainly right. However, a lot of my build time, I put about, if I can, 3-4 hours a day in a week, but sometimes I can't do that. Maybe only 4 out of the 7 days I can actually build for a couple hours was actually kind of taken away this week because I was working on the new Ultimate Collector Series Lego Star Wars Sandcrawler. And I have it, it's right there actually, and the video is being worked on, the review. I'm actually trying something new for that review, so that's why it has not been put up yet. It's under film development right now. Now, if you're watching this video at a later date, more or less that review is already up, so you're welcome to go check it out and see what I've done with that. But that Ultimate Collector Series that was 3,300 pieces, and it definitely took away a lot of my time while I was building it earlier this week. So that is probably the biggest reason, biggest excuse I have for the lack of building this week. So I hope a lot of you can understand that, especially when you're building a set that big. You can imagine that a lot of your valuable time for this part of the mock, or the mock itself, was taken away because of that. So I do apologize, guys, but I'll definitely, you know, I'm hitting the Lego store next week. Hopefully this big Bricklink order I've been talking about will come in on time. It's coming in internationally, so we'll see how that works out. If that works, and then this weekend, and if I find what I'm looking for at the Lego store, then we could definitely see next week as being a very potential big week in the series. But that all depends on how everything kind of collides with each other. Now the following week, so week 20 might be a very big week. Week 21 might not be too much because that is
a finals week for my school. I am in school. Not going to say which school. I'm not going to say high school or community college. You guys can guess. But I am in my finals week for school by then, so that is going to take a bit of my time. And until June, really, I'm still going to be busy with school, so things will probably be at this level of building. So yeah. Also, some other things are happening for Minifix for You. Can't discuss what, but some big things. And I haven't really shared that with anybody other than people within my circle know about this. But there's some pretty cool things coming to Minifix for You, and hopefully by June we'll see that. And also in June, once I finish school up for this part of the year, then we're definitely going to see a major increase in building. So that'll be very exciting. And the big goal, guys, I think I didn't really touch on it too much, but the big goal definitely is by the end of the summer, by August 2014, our goal is behind me to have a giant gray rock wall with lots of detail in it, to have all of the water filled in, of course, more detail up in the front, and behind that rock wall we're going to build that's going to be giant, that'll pretty much fill my entire background up. We're also going to have another tree there, and then behind that the base has its structuring, meaning not all the details have been put there, but like the entire, like the columns and the roofing has been installed and all that. And then the details would come after that. Same with the front. A lot of you ask, hey David, why don't you take all these bags off right here and put in the detail? Well, guys, I'm actually trying to get the big stuff done first before I go back and do the little details that really do count. So like those barrier walls a lot of you are talking about, where the Wookiees and clone troopers hide behind on the beaches. Trust me, I already have a brilliant design for that, but that's going to come later. Because as you can see, while I'm building, I'm using a lot of this space to put bags, and I don't want stuff like this. That's why I haven't continued building these either. I don't want stuff like that to break. So little stuff will have to come later, and I'm sorry if you want to see that detail right now, but we do touch on detail every now and then when we can. But right now, for this part of the mock, detail's going to have to wait until a lot of the bigger parts of the structure has been utilized and built. So I hope a lot of you can understand why I'm doing that. If not, then I'm really sorry. I don't know what to say there, but hopefully a lot of you can understand that. But other than that, guys, it's gonna do it for this week's segment, and hopefully by next week's segment we'll have a lot of Legos to work with. If things don't go well, Bricklink Order doesn't work, and I didn't find anything at the Lego store, I didn't have a chance to go to the Lego store, then we'll make do with what we got. Yeah. Alright guys, so definitely stick around for next week and the rest of this series, actually, because there's tons more to come. Guys, be sure you stay subscribed, and I think that's going to be it's going to be it for the video. So appreciate you guys coming around every week to definitely watch this. We have some very exciting stuff coming. I think this week was definitely a really great step forward, especially with that Kashyyyk Tree, because it's really shaping to what I definitely had imagined. So very cool. But yeah, stay subscribed, guys. Give this video a big like if you enjoy that Kashyyyk Tree right there. And other than that, I'll see you guys in next week's segment. You guys have a great and wonderful day. Bye-bye.